So it was day two and a half really, and I was able to get level 41 with one character, this one, in one day, pretty much, and immediately stopped and quit, so I can create this one. The job is a Reaper. The only race that can be a Reaper is the Elon class, these little girls. And you gotta have a character on the same server that is already level 40, at least. So I did that, and by creating this character, I automatically jumped to level 50, which saved me 10 levels of grinding, which is pretty cool. So I spent a whole day going from level 50 to level 65, which was easy because I saved all the experience boosts. I was able to get the 100% XP boost for the entire day, which made it really easy because some of the things you do in here gives you like 400 million experience points, so you get 100% of that, you know. So it made it pretty quick. There's still a lot of things about the game that I don't like, but I'm starting to get used to, which I don't like that I'm getting used to it. But it's not bad because it's a free-to-play game. And you don't really pay to win in this game, really. You pretty much pay to have little accessories and costumes and mounts and stuff like that, which doesn't really add benefits to the game. It just kind of makes you look cool. So right now I got item level 350. In order to continue to the next higher dungeons, I need to be at item level 350. If you are starting to play the game, I only know about the warrior, which I started with, and the Reaper, where I'm playing now. The Reaper has decent attack and defense and a wide range. It has a good reach. And as far as the equipment, I would recommend that when you play, just periodically, when you get new weapons, if you get avatar weapons, they're better than the weapons you get from the quest lines. And the avatar weapons, if you look down, all you gotta do is scroll down and it'll tell you that by adding or upgrading it, it says +3 for this one, the flare fangs. So +3 I get damage by 4.5%, and +6 I get the crit power. If you're playing the Reaper, from my experience, I think crit rate is better than anything else, followed by attack speed, because once you start your combos, it's pretty difficult to stop midway, especially when you're trying to dodge. So crit rate is better than crit power, but you always wanna go and upgrade your weapon. So when you go to your weapon, you just press triangle, and it says first you want to equip your crystals. All right, there's 4 slots for your main weapon, and there's 4 slots for your main armor, body armor. All right, each one kind of tells you what it does. Like this one, it gives me crit power when attacking from behind. You know, as a DPS, you're always trying to attack from the flanks or from the rear. I really like the let's go ahead and remove all this and give me crit chance, so crit rate. And equip. So you're gonna go to enchant, right? You can enchant with the whatever tier weapon it is. And when you look at the weapon and scroll down, it'll tell you what tier the weapon is. You got to use the feedstock and an alkahest or alkahest. And then what it does is it improves the weapon to +1 all the way to +9, and later on you can go even further by buying more expensive things. But as far as progression through the game, it's pretty simple because you get all the weapon and armor pieces that you need to continue the storyline just doing your quest line, the storylines. My dog is growling at me. I'm recording right now, just come back later. And so you can upgrade it all the way to +9. So I recommend you using it because you're gonna end up throwing away your tier 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 feedstock anyways as you progress all the way up to level 65. Now you can do the same thing for your armor. So I've done the same for the body armor. You can also do the gloves. For as far as the enchantment, you can only put crystals on the body armor, but you can put on the gloves and the boots. You can add, you can, what do you call that? Enchant. Right, all the way up to +9. I always try to choose things that have something to do with crit rate and crit power, and it gives you a good decent boost for everything. It's not the best, but it is good enough. Like this right here, these mountain climbers, these boots, I only have +4 because I ran out of alkahest, and it's really easy to get. Just pick them up as you go around killing things randomly at a lower level. But it's pretty simple. If you just do that, you'll be pretty good, and you'll be above average through all the dungeons as you level up to 65. I recommend you save all your experience bonuses until you want to grind either dungeons or your instance matching, right? So these I can't do yet because my item level is too low. Alright, so if the highest dungeon you got is, for example, the this one, Catacombs, alright, if you're gonna grind, you want to grind the next one down, alright, so that your eye level, your weapon and armor eye level combined is higher than the minimum, which gives you a good advantage over. Alright, so you use your experience boost, your 100% experience boost during these, and you'll rack up just a ton of experience points. Just got to make sure you get into a decent party, right? If you as long as you got a healer and a tank, you're good to go. I ran a Marcellarius Catacombs with the 2 Reapers, 1 healer, and it wasn't even a full-blown healer either. It's one of those healers that can summon avatars or whatever, and no tank. We all ended up dying about 30 times, right? This thing only pays like 7 gold pieces, but it takes 10 gold pieces to revive yourself. So you do the math, that's a lot of gold pieces that we spent just trying to survive the first run. But I recommend whatever dungeon you're on, if you're gonna grind, use the next one down to give you a good advantage on succeeding and getting good experience points. And then so your battleground matches, I haven't done any of these yet, but I was told that you get good drops from those. And you don't even start messing around with these battlegrounds until level 65. Just the benefits are good, or the drops are what you need to improve your weapons and armor for that one. Other than that, I think I just recently I added my first friend in the game, and he just happened to be some guild leader. So as far as playing this this Reaper, I recommend hit rate and attack speed. So the faster you attack, the sooner you can stop your attack and go into either your maneuvering abilities to dodge bosses, to dodge incoming attacks. The game is pretty easy. Took me 2 days to get level 65. I kind of took a shortcut by creating a character to level 40, 41, quit the game, started a new character to level 65. It started you off at level 50, so it was a good jump. And by the time you leave the first area where you start the new character at, you're level 58 or 59. So you don't even really got much grinding to do. If you use your experience scrolls, you can finish it off to 65, like easy. Talk to some people in the game, and they're talking like, oh, level 65 is so hard. Well, that's because they started from level 1, and then they have multiple characters going to level 65. So the second and third time, it's probably not as easy to get 65 because you already use your experience scrolls. But you could use money to buy actual experience scrolls, I think, from his little chest for coppers, which kind of helps, but I mean, it's real money. I spend all my money on car parts. I don't spend enough money because my cars don't run. They're all project cars. I can pretty much play this whole game right now up to 65 without spending. Once you get 65 and you start getting better weapon, like this weapon is a tier 4 superior scythe. You can get up to like tier 9. You know, I'm pretty sure you have to craft those or get dropped from big raids. Those are the ones where it gets expensive. They would sell up to tier 9 alcohol, and the feedstock is really easy to get. You know, and you got to use anywhere from 4 to like 12 at one time. So if you were to use 12 right at one time, in order to get to +3, it'd be like 36. So you can just do the math: 36 times 10 gold pieces, you know. So they get pretty expensive, and once you get up to like +8, +7, +8, you start to have a couple failures. But the good thing about failing is it improves a better percentage for your next attempt. Not a high percentage, but it's better than what you started with. The experience point caps out once you reach 65, level 65, but the experience point stays at 1, right? They should have made it so that you can continue receiving experience points up till that very last one to make it to level 66 whenever they do the expansion, because you can still receive experience points from turning in your main quest lines or side quests or doing anything else that takes effort and time. So the experience points, you get it and then nothing happens. It just goes away. So you get no sense of reward for anything that you do as far as additional quest, additional experience points that you get. They just vanish into thin air. Excess experience points should kind of go towards something, you know. So as far as the skills, I'm a little disappointed because the skills I got, I think the highest I got it to is level 3. The warrior, when I was playing, I was getting up to like level 4 skills, and then I was only at level 41. You know, which made it better. I mean, I'm pretty sure they offset it somehow. It's a shame that the passive skills don't get a boost. You know, that would be pretty decent. Riding these, when you summon these mounts, that's where you can use real money to actually buy your own really cool mounts. I've seen some pretty decent ones, but not decent enough for me to spend money on. I should go through and study these. a good player should go through and study their combos, their chains. I don't, because I pretty much do the same thing over and over. I'm pretty sure once you get to a higher tier, more end game, people will start complaining, you know, that your DPS is, you know, is not high enough. People who track the DPS and whatnot, those people are kind of like elitists, you know. I mean, I don't care for DPS, whatever. I care about clearing content, you know. Doesn't really matter if you clear content by extra minute or extra 2 minutes, you know, because your DPS speed. That's what I'm talking about right here. So if I was to get this Kobala ore, it cost me 25 points and I have 265 points. The good thing about this is whether you succeed or not, your experience with gathering will go up as far as mining. So it'll go up regardless. And if you fail, which is pretty cool because the mining site will still be there and you can just keep on trying and it doesn't expend any of the points until you actually succeed. Here's something that's pretty cool. So I got here into High Watch. Originally you weren't able to get into High Watch because the gate here was blocked off. You'd have to find another way around and come in through a different way, which was right here. But what I found out was if you go right up to where it's blocked off, it will say you discovered a new area, High Watch. And what you do is you go to the closest outpost and use the teleport. You pay like 3 gold to teleport anywhere that you have already been within the area. So I took the teleport, ended up in there. How do I get past eye level 350? Because I got it the highest you can get from the dungeon so far. Once you get into high water, just to complete the mission.
What can I tell you?
Talk to the guy, and I get the box. Armor, gloves, boots, belt, and accessories, right? Exactly what I need to get to eye level at least 355.
Victory for Valkyon.
Thanks, my dude. Let's see. So the belt is the same as my eminent belt. So the eminent belt is defense modifier 1,700. This is 1,600. Increases endurance by 1, HP by 2.3. Increases crit rate resistance. Level 62 or above. If I have matching sets, it will increase the power by 4 and increase endurance by 3. Raises max HP by 8,000. Oh yeah. Endurance by 3. Crit resistance and an increased crit factor by 4. Let's start with the accessories. You get a ring, earring, another earring, and a necklace. Oh my lord. This game is really easy so far. I know once you get to like end game, people talk about you gotta save your gold because you gotta have hundreds of thousands of actually gold coins. So already everything is better than what I have. Increases power by 6, okay, and increase stun percentage. And double that by having 2, and you can actually put crystal slots on here too. And the earring, okay, HP by 6,000, all right, and double because you have 2 earrings. Endurance by 3, decreases poison damage by 15%. That'll be 30% with the other earring. Necklace. Let's see. Attack speed by 6% and crit factor by 4. I like it. Alright, boots. And if you cancel out of it, you can actually see that animation happen. Movement speed by 10%. That's pretty good. Alright, just being level 65, you get level 65 gear. Okay, so let's go to the gloves. So you can't even make it better. I'm making it ready for this one by going through and removing the defensive crystals that I have on here. I have 4 of them that reduces 7.7% of damage each. One more, right? Body armor. Okay, and you get 4 crystals. Defensive crystals. Not a lot of crit factors. So then they just gave me 4 new ones. Reduces damage from monsters by 8.1%. Well, that's a whole lot better than all these other ones that I have. Okay. So 8.1% times 4. Alright. That's not bad. My +9 swagger coat. So it's already +9 just to get it to 349. I think it originally was like 331. Wasting my time dismantling this stuff. Alright, so there's all my new gear. What did I get that's new? Let's go. So now my item level is 357, which is good because I need 355 in order to get into some of the new dungeons, right? So everything that's minimum eye level 355 is new for me anyways, once I hit level 65. Alright, before that it was 302 minimum, or 309. So now I can do so I can jump into these ones, right? I can jump into these ones and run it however many times I need to get the gear that I need, right? So I would run this one and get the boots right there, and then the slaughter weapon chest. Once you get that, you open it up and it gives you the weapon specific to the job, right? So it doesn't even matter who gets it. So when you get it, you get the new weapon, you get the new boots, and then you probably have to run a total of like 2, maybe 3 times. You get lucky and get the get all 3, and then yep, you do this one for the rings, the earring, and the necklace, and you do this one for the body armor, the gloves, and then the other. So they kind of work. It kind of works together, builds you up. So once you get those, I'm pretty sure all that combined will give you eye level at least 410 as it is, just to let you in, because you're gonna have to also upgrade them to like +9 just to get you in to eye level 410, which gives you even better gear. Well, actually these are just accessories. And some of these hard levels, they just added these in the game right a little while ago before I started playing. Alright, so the first one, yep, this one right here, gives you pretty much what you need. Your boots, your weapons. Yep. And it builds you up for the very last one, which is Lilith's Keep hard mode, which is the hardest one so far. That's what all the rage of, that's what everybody's talking about, where it's level 65 becomes rewarding because you get to do things like this, and then you get to brag about it and flaunt your gear. Alright. Cool beans.